Imagine if you could have everything you've ever wanted just by changing the way you talk to yourself. Sounds too good to be true, right? But what if I told you that your inner dialogue is the key to creating the reality you dream of? Today, we're diving into the incredible power of self-talk and how it shapes our world in ways we might not even realize. We all have that little voice in our head. It's always there chattering away, commenting on everything we do, see, and experience. Sometimes it's kind, sometimes it's harsh, but it's always active. This voice is what we call our inner dialogue, and it's more powerful than most of us realize. Think about it. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed, you're constantly talking to yourself. I'm so tired. I can't do this. Why did I say that? Or I'm going to crush this presentation. These thoughts might seem small and insignificant, but they're actually shaping your reality in big ways. Here's where things get really interesting. Your inner dialogue isn't just a running commentary. It's like a mirror that reflects back into your life. The words you use in your mind create feelings, and those feelings lead to actions. Those actions, repeated over time, create your reality. Let's break this down with an example. Imagine you have a big project at work. If your inner dialogue is constantly saying, "This is too hard. I'm not smart enough for this," how do you think you'll feel? Probably pretty anxious and unsure, right? And when you feel that way, you might procrastinate or not give it your all. The result? The project doesn't go well, and your inner voice says, "See, I told you that you couldn't do it." But flip that around. What if your inner dialogue was saying, "This is a challenge, but I'm capable and resourceful. I can figure this out"? You'd feel more confident and motivated. You'd be more likely to tackle the project head on, seek help when needed, and persist through difficulties. The result? A much better outcome, which reinforces your positive self-talk. This is the power of your inner dialogue. It's not just empty words in your head. It's the foundation of your experiences, your achievements, and ultimately, your life. Now let's talk about the nitty-gritty of how this actually works. Your brain is constantly listening to your inner dialogue, and it takes these words very seriously. When you tell yourself something over and over, your brain starts to believe it, regardless of whether it's true or not. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good with money," your brain will look for evidence to support this belief. You might overlook opportunities to save or invest, or you might make impulsive purchases because, hey, you're not good with money anyway, right? This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. But the amazing thing is this works both ways. If you start telling yourself, "I'm learning to manage money wisely," your brain will start looking for ways to make that true. You might notice financial advice you previously ignored, or feel more motivated to stick to a budget. This isn't just positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's about creating a mindset that aligns with your goals and desires. When your inner dialogue supports what you want to achieve, you're much more likely to take the actions needed to get there. You might be wondering, is this all just woo-woo stuff, or is there actual science behind it? Great question. The power of self-talk is actually backed up by research in psychology and neuroscience. Studies have shown that positive self-talk can reduce anxiety, improve performance in sports and academics, and even boost your immune system. On the flip side, negative self-talk has been linked to increased stress, lower self-esteem, and even depression. Here's where it gets really cool. When you engage in positive self-talk, you're actually changing your brain. It's a process called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new connections and pathways. The more you practice positive self-talk, the stronger these positive pathways become, making it easier to maintain a positive mindset over time. Think of it like creating a new trail in a forest. The first time you walk it, it's tough going, but the more you use that trail, the clearer and easier it becomes. That's what you're doing in your brain when you practice positive self-talk. Now let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. Your inner dialogue doesn't just affect you. It has a ripple effect on everything and everyone around you. When your self-talk is positive and empowering, you show up in the world differently. You're more confident, more open to opportunities, and more resilient in the face of challenges. This affects how people perceive and interact with you. For example, if your inner dialogue is telling you, I have valuable ideas to share, you're more likely to speak up in meetings or start conversations with new people. This could lead to new opportunities, friendships, or collaborations that you might have missed if your inner voice was telling you to stay quiet and blend into the background. Your self-talk even affects your body language and tone of voice, which others pick up on subconsciously. When you're filled with self-doubt, people can often sense it, even if you don't say anything. But when your inner dialogue is supportive and confident, you radiate that energy and people respond positively to it. This doesn't mean you need to be artificially cheerful or ignore real problems. It's about approaching life with a mindset of capability and possibility, rather than limitation and fear. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great, but my inner voice has been negative for years. How can I possibly change it? Don't worry. Changing your inner dialogue is a journey, and it's one that anyone can embark on. The first step is simply becoming aware of your self-talk. Most of us have gotten so used to our inner voice that we don't even notice it anymore. It's like background noise. So start by just paying attention. What are you saying to yourself throughout the day? You might be surprised by how often your inner dialogue is negative or self-defeating. That's okay. Noticing it is the first step to changing it. Don't judge yourself for having negative thoughts. Just observe them with curiosity. Once you're more aware of your self-talk, you can start to question it. Is what you're telling yourself really true? Is it helpful? Is there a more positive or constructive way to frame the situation? For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I always mess things up," pause and challenge that thought. Is it really true that you always mess up? Probably not. Can you think of times when things went well? What if you reframed it to something like, "I'm learning and improving every day"? This process of noticing, questioning, and reframing your self-talk is the heart of changing your inner dialogue. It takes practice and patience, but over time, it can completely transform your mindset and your life. One powerful tool in reshaping your inner dialogue is the use of affirmations. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. They might feel a bit strange or even untrue at first, but remember, you're creating new pathways in your brain. I am capable of handling whatever comes my way. I am worthy of love and respect. I am constantly growing and improving. I attract abundance and opportunities. The key with affirmations is to choose ones that resonate with you and to repeat them consistently. Say them out loud, write them down, or even record yourself saying them and listen to the recording. The more you repeat these positive statements, the more they'll start to feel natural and true. It's important to note that affirmations aren't about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. They're about focusing on your potential and the positive aspects of yourself and your life. Even in difficult situations, you can use affirmations to remind yourself of your strength and resilience. Now that we understand the power of our inner dialogue, let's shine a light on some common negative self-talk patterns. These are the sneaky thoughts that often creep into our minds, sabotaging our confidence and holding us back from reaching our full potential. One common pattern is all or nothing thinking. This is when we see things in black and white with no middle ground. For example, if I don't get this job, I'm a total failure. Or I made a mistake, so I must be completely incompetent. This kind of thinking sets us up for disappointment and crushes our motivation. Another harmful pattern is overgeneralization. This is when we take one negative experience and apply it to all situations. I had a bad date, so I'll never find love. Or I messed up this presentation, so I'm terrible at public speaking. These thoughts ignore the complexity of life and our ability to learn and grow. Catastrophizing is another pattern to watch out for. This is when we blow things out of proportion and imagine the worst possible outcome. If I speak up in this meeting, everyone will think I'm stupid and I'll get fired. Or if I try something new and fail, my life will be ruined. These thoughts can paralyze us with fear and prevent us from taking positive risks. Negative self-labeling is also a common trap. This is when we define ourselves by our mistakes or perceived shortcomings. I'm so lazy. I'm a loser. I'm not smart enough. These labels become self-fulfilling prophecies, shaping our behavior and limiting our potential. Recognizing these patterns is the first step in changing them. When you catch yourself falling into these thought traps, pause and remind yourself that these are just habitual thought patterns, not facts. They're like old, worn-out records playing in your mind, and it's time to change the tune. Remember how we talked about your inner dialogue being like a mirror that reflects back into your life? Let's explore this concept a bit more deeply and see how it plays out in real-life situations. Think about confidence. If your inner dialogue is constantly telling you, "I'm not good enough," or "people don't like me," how do you think you'll act in social situations? You might be hesitant to speak up, avoid eye contact, or come across as nervous and uncomfortable. Other people pick up on this energy and might interpret it as aloofness or disinterest. As a result, they might not engage with you as much, which reinforces your belief that people don't like you. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, flip that around. What if your inner dialogue was saying, "I have value to offer, and people enjoy talking to me"? You'd likely approach social situations with more openness and warmth. You'd make eye contact, smile more, and engage in conversation more easily. People would respond positively to this energy, leading to more enjoyable interactions. This, in turn, reinforces your positive self-talk. The mirror effect works in all areas of life. In your career, if you're constantly telling yourself, "I'm not qualified for this," you might not apply for that promotion or take on challenging projects. This limits your growth and reinforces your belief in your lack of qualifications. But if your inner dialogue is saying, "I'm always learning and improving," you're more likely to seek out opportunities for growth, which leads to actual improvement in your skills and career advancement. Even in your physical health, the mirror effect is at play. If you tell yourself, "I'm not athletic," you might avoid physical activities, leading to decreased fitness and reinforcing your belief. But if you shift to thinking, "My body is capable of amazing things," you're more likely to try new activities and stick with exercise routines, improving your physical health and proving to yourself that you are indeed capable. The key takeaway here is that your inner dialogue isn't just empty words. It's a powerful force shaping your actions, your experiences, and ultimately, your reality. By becoming aware of this mirror effect, you can start to use it to your advantage, creating a positive cycle of thoughts, actions, and results. Now that we've identified negative self-talk patterns and seen how the mirror effect works, let's focus on how to harness the power of positive self-talk. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring real challenges. It's about approaching life with a mindset of growth, resilience, and possibility. One powerful way to shift your self-talk is through reframing. This means taking a negative thought and finding a more positive or constructive way to look at the situation. For example, instead of "I'm terrible at public speaking," you might say, "Public speaking is a skill I'm working on improving." Instead of "I always mess things up," try "I learned something valuable from every mistake." Another effective technique is using "I am" statements. These are powerful because they speak directly to your identity. Instead of "I want to be confident," say "I am confident." Instead of "I hope to be successful," say "I am successful." This might feel strange at first, especially if it doesn't match your current feelings. But remember, you're creating new neural pathways. The more you repeat these positive statements, the more natural they'll become. It's also helpful to practice gratitude in your self-talk. Instead of focusing on what you lack or what's going wrong, train your inner voice to notice and appreciate the good things in your life. "I'm grateful for my health. I appreciate the support of my friends. I'm thankful for this opportunity to learn and grow." Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, which can dramatically change your outlook and experiences. When facing challenges, try using empowering questions in your self-talk. Instead of "Why does this always happen to me?" ask "What can I learn from this situation?" Instead of "How can I get out of this?" ask "How can I use this as an opportunity to grow?" These questions shift your mindset from victim to problem solver, opening up new possibilities and solutions. Remember, changing your self-talk is a process. It takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself and celebrate small victories along the way. Each time you catch a negative thought and reframe it, you're strengthening those positive neural pathways. Also, it's important to note that positive self-talk isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about approaching life's ups and downs with a growth mindset. Even in difficult situations, you can use your inner dialogue to remind yourself of your strength, resilience, and ability to learn and grow. As you practice positive self-talk, you'll likely notice changes not just in how you feel, but in how you act and how others respond to you. You might find yourself taking more positive risks, bouncing back more quickly from setbacks, and attracting more positive experiences and relationships. This is the mirror effect in action, reflecting your new, more empowering inner dialogue back into your life. Let's take a moment to explore how changing your inner dialogue can lead to real-life transformations. These stories illustrate the profound impact that positive self-talk can have on our lives. Take Sarah, for example. She used to constantly tell herself, "I'm not creative enough to start my own business." This negative self-talk held her back for years, keeping her in a job she didn't enjoy. One day, she decided to change her inner dialogue. She started telling herself, "I have unique ideas and the ability to bring them to life." At first, it felt forced, but she persisted. Gradually, she noticed herself coming up with more innovative ideas at work. Her confidence grew, and she started taking small steps towards her dream of owning a business. Today, Sarah runs a successful graphic design company, all because she changed the way she talked to herself. Then there's Mike, who struggled with his health for years. His inner voice constantly said, "I'm too lazy to exercise. I'll never be fit." This led to a cycle of inactivity and poor health. But when Mike learned about the power of self-talk, he decided to change his inner narrative. He started telling himself, "I enjoy taking care of my body. Every small step counts." It wasn't easy at first, but Mike stuck with it. He began by taking short walks, then gradually increased his activity. Now, 2 years later, Mike has lost 50 pounds, runs regularly, and feels healthier than ever. His new inner dialogue of "I am capable of improving my health" became his reality. These stories show us that changing our inner dialogue isn't just about feeling better. It's about creating tangible changes in our lives. When we shift our self-talk, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and find the motivation to pursue our goals. Transforming your inner dialogue isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Here are some habits you can incorporate into your routine to cultivate more positive self-talk. Start your day with positive affirmations. Before you even get out of bed, repeat a few empowering statements to yourself. This sets a positive tone for the day. Keep a gratitude journal. Each night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This trains your mind to focus on the positive aspects of your life. Practice mindfulness. Take a few minutes each day to simply observe your thoughts without judgment. This helps you become more aware of your self-talk patterns. Use yet statements. When you catch yourself saying, "I can't do this," add the word "yet" to the end. "I can't do this yet." This simple addition changes a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Surround yourself with positivity. Listen to uplifting podcasts, read inspiring books, or spend time with supportive friends. Your environment influences your inner dialogue. Celebrate small wins. At the end of each day, acknowledge something you did well, no matter how small. This reinforces positive self-talk. Practice self-compassion. When you make a mistake, speak to yourself as you would to a good friend, with kindness and understanding. Use visual reminders. Put sticky notes with positive affirmations on your mirror, computer, or anywhere you'll see them regularly. Reframe negative events. When something doesn't go as planned, challenge yourself to find a positive aspect or learning opportunity. Do a daily self-talk check-in. Take a few minutes each day to consciously listen to your inner dialogue. Is it mostly positive or negative? Use this awareness to guide your efforts to improve. Remember, changing your self-talk is a skill that improves with practice. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way. As we wrap up our exploration of the power of self-talk, it's important to recognize that the impact of your inner dialogue extends far beyond your own life. The way you talk to yourself influences how you interact with others, creating a ripple effect that can change your relationships, your community, and even the world around you. When your self-talk is positive and empowering, you show up in the world with more confidence, kindness, and openness. This energy is contagious. People are naturally drawn to those who radiate positivity and self-assurance. You might find that your relationships improve as you're better able to communicate your needs, set healthy boundaries, and offer support to others. In your professional life, positive self-talk can lead to increased productivity and better teamwork. When you believe in yourself and your abilities, you're more likely to take on challenges, offer innovative ideas, and collaborate effectively with others. This can inspire those around you to do the same, creating a more positive and productive work environment. Even in your community, the effects of your improved self-talk can be felt. When you approach the world with a mindset of abundance and possibility, you're more likely to engage in acts of kindness, volunteer your time, or work towards positive change. Your actions, fueled by your positive inner dialogue, can inspire others to do the same. It's a powerful reminder that by changing our inner worlds, we have the ability to change the outer world as well. Your journey to improve your self-talk isn't just about personal growth. It's about contributing to a more positive, empowering environment for everyone around you. As we come to the end of our journey through the power of self-talk, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've seen how the words we use in our inner dialogue shape our feelings, our actions, and ultimately, our reality. We've explored the mirror effect, where our thoughts are reflected back to us in our experiences. We've learned to recognize negative self-talk patterns and discovered tools to transform them into empowering, positive dialogue. Remember, changing your self-talk is not about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about approaching life's challenges with a growth mindset, focusing on possibilities rather than limitations. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer a dear friend. The journey to more positive self-talk is ongoing. There will be days when it feels challenging, when old patterns try to reassert themselves. But with each small effort, each reframed thought, each moment of self-compassion, you're creating new neural pathways. You're literally rewiring your brain for positivity and success. So, I encourage you to take this knowledge and put it into practice. Start today. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. Challenge negative thoughts. Celebrate your strengths. Practice gratitude. Use empowering language. And watch as your inner world and your outer world begin to transform. Remember, you have the power to choose your thoughts. And in doing so, you have the power to shape your reality. Your words create your world. Choose them wisely. Speak to yourself with kindness, and watch as the magic unfolds in your life. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the incredible power of self-talk. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to embark on your own journey of positive inner dialogue. Your new reality awaits. All you have to do is speak it into existence. Here's to the amazing future you're creating, one thought at a time.